Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great, staying safe and sane and healthy, and just everybody getting along out there. This week's video is something that's I'm kind of excited about. I get a lot of rude questions, a lot of stuff like that on like forums and that kind of shit, and I wanted to address those today. And I'm going to do a quick, super fast intro because we're going to get into it because there's a lot to cover in this video. And yeah, so I'm not going to waste you guys' time. We're not going to do a bunch of tap dancing around this. Next week we'll catch up and we'll see how I'm doing and all that good stuff. We'll talk about prosthetics and everything else. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and just jump straight on into the questions. All right, so kick back, relax, enjoy. Listen to some ludicrous people that have absolutely just insane things to ask and say and or make statements. Yeah, I think y'all are gonna dig this one. So it's a side of me that you guys don't normally see, where I kind of snap back at people, and yeah. So again, without further ado, let's just jump straight into the questions, guys. All right, question 1. Why do you have, in quotes, episodes versus just labeling your videos as they are? It seems to be that you are a little bit too big for your britches. Okay. I think what you're trying to ask me is why I have episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, when I'm not really officially like a TV show or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that's what you're trying to get at. All right, well, I'm gonna answer that question for you. The reason I have episodes and I label it as such is because a lot of my stuff is used for medical research and that kind of thing. And a lot of people go back to my videos for reference and that kind of stuff. And it's a lot easier to say for a person to hit me up and say, hey, what video was it that you were talking about? I don't know, Berger's disease. Oh, I can say, well, it was episode, 49 or whatever. And they'd be like, awesome, thank you. Versus me having to go all the way back and look through a ton of videos and try to figure out which one it was that I was talking about. I try to have each video a certain subject and try to stay on that particular topic, and that's the reason that I do episodes. So I hope that answers that for you. Okay, now this next one is more of a statement more than it is a question, but I wanted to address it anyway. And yeah, because I felt it was something that kind of needed to be addressed in this video. I'm just gonna read what the person wrote here. I don't see how, as an amputee, I could do it. Let me see. It's kind of jumbled here. I don't see how, as an amputee, I could do it. If I had to live like this with one leg and having to hobble around like you do and the other amputees that I see on YouTube, I would have to kill myself. I don't understand how you people can do it. Kudos to y'all, but as far as my life, I don't think it would be possible. All right, buddy, let's discuss that. Now, suggesting that you're going to end your life because you've lost a limb is not only insulting to people that do have limb loss, or people that were actually born without limbs or anything like that. So it's completely absurd to even say that. For one, in an amputee forum, in this case, you were on, let me see, you came from Facebook, to be in an amputee forum and say stuff like that, it's suggesting that a person's life who is an amputee isn't worth living or isn't worth going on. Well, let me talk to you about that. Think about what the leg does for you. It helps you walk. It don't help you think. It don't help you breathe. It don't help you, live any other life other than walking and just going like this. Mo and Joe, left, right, left, right. That's all it does for you. Arms, same exact thing. Okay, arms are a little bit different, hands are a little bit different. We really need these, and when you absolutely lose those, any function in those, life is going to get way harder. We understand that. We get that. Everybody in the world understands that. Okay, moving on. Now your legs in particular, by saying if I had to lose a limb, I would kill myself, is just absolutely ludicrous in the respect that your life is still exactly the same. There's not much difference that goes on. I mean, yeah, you're now quote unquote a disabled person, but your life is still going to be exactly the same. You may have to change little things here and there, but you know, with proper care, proper motivation, physical therapy and stuff like that, your life will get right back on track and you're going to be right back to where you were. So suggesting that you would unalive yourself just strictly because you're an amputee, well, that doesn't even make any sense. And the fact that you're not an amputee and saying that I would do this if, you know, that's really disheartening to a person that's dealing with that, a person that's actually trying to cope with it right now, you know, because when you go to these forums and you see this kind of stuff, I mean, if you come in just under strictly curiosity, well, then observe and just kind of, you know, sit back and watch what we're talking about and learn more about it. Jumping in and saying I'd kill myself if I had to deal with what you guys are dealing with is just wrong. I mean, that's horrible, because there's people that may have those thoughts. They may have that kind of, you know, that thing in their head right now that's just not there. It's not working right, and that kind of shit can tip them over the edge, you know. So you really need to really think about what you say and really think about what you write, and actually look at what you write before you hit send or, you know, reply or whatever. Read it first. Don't just, you know, just go with be like tick, and then boom, send that, you know, and then just kind of out into the world it goes. Because it's really disheartening to people that are dealing with a lot of hard shit right now. And that doesn't matter if it's limb loss, drug addiction, divorce, anything like that. To say, if I was going through what you were going through, no way. I would shit lights out. No way I'd call it a day. Dude, that's horrible. Don't ever say that to people. Please. Just me personally, motivated one-leggers, asking you, please don't say stuff like that to people. If you have those thoughts, it's called an intrusive thought. Don't let those intrusive thoughts win, brother. Don't let them come to your head. I mean, if they do come to your head, then just please kind of push them to the side. Just be like, maybe I shouldn't say that. So there you go. That's the best piece of advice I can give you, is by saying that you would unalive yourself strictly because you lost a limb when you didn't even lose a limb at all. You're just strictly a curious party. Is really hard for a lot of people to see and a lot of people to read. And I just felt that in particular needed to be addressed. And again, I'm not saying your name, not throwing you under the bus, but you know, I did want to read that and address that. So there we go. Moving on. This I thought was a funny one, and well, here we go. I'm sorry. I'm all right. Is your wife still attracted to you even though you've lost your leg? Yes. Yeah, believe it or not, my wife is actually still very attracted to me. I know that may be hard to believe and hard to understand, but yeah, she sure is. She thinks I'm, you know, as great, or, you know, if not better than what I ever have been. So I'm sorry for laughing at your question. I just think that's absolutely absurd. But I'm not going to come at you. I'm not going to like be rude or anything like that. I'm going to try to look at it with an understanding eye, and, you know, even if you are trying to be rude to me, I'm still going to be nice to you. So there you go. And I'm going to answer straight away, or, you know, as straight as I can to you. Yeah, my wife has always been attracted to me, obviously. I mean, or else we wouldn't be married to each other, you know. I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and she thinks I'm, you know, as handsome as the day she married me, or the day that we ever started dating, you know. Why is that? Because, you know, yeah, our physical features have changed over the years and shit like that. I mean, we've been together almost 20 something years, so, you know, it is what it is, man. You're not going to look the same, or, you know, things are going to happen, that kind of shit. My wife has stood through me, or stood by me through so much shit, man. So much stuff. Like, I mean, it's insane the amount of stuff we've been through. And I realize there's a bunch of other people out there, billions of other people out there that's been through so much stuff. And just horrible, horrible, hard lives. And I understand that. And we both get that. But, you know, our share, our thing that we've been through it all together. The loss of children, limb loss, multiple amputations, multiple hospital stays. Like, they literally pulled my face up off of my, like, it's called unmasking. They've unmasked my face and took it up and removed a fucking tumor out of my face, removed all my teeth. Okay? She stood by me through that. You know, I've stood by her through stuff, through everything, through every single thing. We've always been a strong team. And you got to understand that attraction isn't physical. In the beginning, yeah, it sure as hell is, but towards the end, or not towards the end, but like much later in life, like as you start to get closer to the end of your actual life, and, you know, middle age, as they say, that kind of thing, as you get older, I guess is what I'm getting at, you form a different type of love, and it's not a attraction, physical, anything at that point. It's more of a, this is my rock, she's more than my friend, she's more than my wife, she's more than, you know, she is like, you know, that's your one. That is the one that will always be by you, no matter what. And that's what my wife is to me. So, were you asking for our whole fucking life story? No, you weren't, but I felt your question was kind of rude, so I'm going to make you sit and listen to it. And, so there you go. That's, yeah, my wife is definitely still attracted to me more than she ever has been. And, that'll always be like that. I don't ever have to ask her that. I don't ever have to make sure. I don't have to reassure myself. I just know that. Just like I am to her, you know. I'm super attracted to my wife. She is absolutely just one of the hottest things I've ever seen in my life. Do you think that? Does the rest of the world think that? I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a flying fuck what the rest of the world thinks. Look at me, and look at, you know, the person that I'm sitting here expecting another person to be attracted to. You know, I'm fat, I'm going bald, I have no teeth, I've fucking, you know, I got one leg, I've got fucking 4 toes. Come on, man, I'm fucking falling apart at all pieces here, you know what I'm saying? But I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a shit what anybody else sees about this shell and thinks about. Not at all. Not at all. It's what's on the inside. It's what counts, is what's in here. This is just a shell. This is, you know, how you choose to take care of it, how you choose to take care of it. But your soul, your emotions, your heart is what makes you the person that you are. And that's true physical attraction. So there you go. Moving on to the next question. Why is homeboy always wearing the same hoodie? We need to get this man some clothes. Okay. I think what he's referring to is the Taggart and Torrance hoodie that I'm always wearing, that you guys see me wearing quite often. Okay, here's the story with that. One, this channel is sponsored by Taggart and Torrance. Taggart and Torrance is, they're 2 really good friends of mine. They are Jonathan Torrance, who is J-Rock on Trailer Park Boys. And Jeremy Taggart is the drummer from, or he was the drummer from the band Our Lady Peace. So they have a podcast, and in that, if you go back and I'll link it in the description below, and you can definitely see that episode also that has them talking about me and that kind of stuff. But I met those guys years and years ago, and they helped us out in a really tough time in my family's life. And you know, I really love those dudes. They mean a whole lot to us, and they're somebody that we definitely appreciate having around. Definitely two people that I never in my life ever thought I would be like genuine, like actual friends with. I mean, I can call both these people on the phone anytime I want, well, within reason. And you know, they endorsed the show, and they really want this whole thing to succeed, and really want it to be out there and be something that people get a lot out of, because it is basically it's pushing positivity. It's helping people with disabilities see that, yeah, you got this going on, but who cares, and another thing about that hoodie is I don't just have one, I have 4 of them. So so naturally it looks like I wear the same thing a lot. I don't. I don't. I have 4 of the same exact hoodie. I have a shirt, I have a hat that some of you guys see me wearing, it says Taggart and Torrens across the front of it. When my daughter was born, I had on a Taggart and Torrens hat. I mean, you can see in the pictures, So they've been a huge part of my life, and they definitely mean a whole lot to me. It's 2 of my really, really close friends that I truly love, and I want to support them any way I can, and I want my audience to see that logo as much as possible, and yeah, that's about it. I'd wear that hoodie for your guys' eyes to be put on. So I want you guys to see that logo. I want you guys to know who they are. If you look in the description, there's a link to the podcast and a couple others that, very awesome shows that you guys should check out. So I hope that answers that for you. I don't just have one, I have 4 of them. So there you go. Now, the next one and the last question of the day is one that we get quite often, and it's not necessarily, I know this is going to be titled, rude video or rude questions that amputees get, but it's not necessarily a rude one as much as just a curious one. But a lot of people ask it, and it can get very awkward for a person. So I'm going to try to make this one very, very short and sweet, and we're going to wrap it up from there. So, okay. The question is simply 3 words. Does it stink? Okay. A prosthetic limb. It has a big misconception that a lot of legs, a lot of limbs smell. Okay. You always hear it's like stinks like the inside of a fake leg or something, whatever. Okay. Not always. Not always. And the leg itself, okay, if I were to just take my leg off, right now I don't have my leg on, but if I were to, you can see this, if right now, if I were to take my leg off and actually just sit here and smell it, or even hand it to somebody else, as gross as that sounds, and they wouldn't smell anything at all. It doesn't, you can stick it right up to your face and nothing. It doesn't stink. It'll smell like, I don't know, like plastic, kind of, so to speak. And there's not really anything plastic. It'll have that kind of scent to it. I don't know. The part that would quote unquote stink is your liner. That's the part that actually goes on the actual limb itself that you see people like rolling it onto like, well, like a condom. Well, that is your liner. That's what you see people like. That's the part that actually holds the actual prosthetic limb onto the body. If you didn't have it on there, you would just be like, and just come right off. So the second you took a step, it would just go bloop, and you'd come right out of your limb. So you got to have that liner. That's very key. When you hear suction leg and stuff like that, that's what that means, is that vinyl liner creates a suction because it's airtight. Now, if you're a sweaty person, just a person that perspires, you know, more than others, then yeah, you're gonna sweat a lot more because it traps that down inside there, and it doesn't really allow the leg to breathe or move around hardly at all. It's real tight inside there. So yeah, over time, you know, throughout the day, that kind of shit, especially in the summertime and stuff, if you're a sweatier person, yes, absolutely, you're gonna get an odor when you take that limb off. And sometimes I've even seen people that'll actually like unroll their liner, and then they'll take it and turn it up, and it'll literally pour out like a glass of water. It's disgusting. I get it, to a lot of people, they, you know, but to us, we see it and it's just kind of like, it is what it is, man. We get it, we understand. It doesn't really bother us as much, but to others that aren't amputees, I could see how that would kind of be like, ugh. So there you go. No, they don't stink. The leg itself doesn't stink. The only way it would actually stink is if you were to like step in dog shit or something like that. But no, the actual limb itself doesn't smell. It's just the liner. And the liner, taking it off is really kind of a personal thing. Like, it's something you kind of do at home, because a lot of people are very self-conscious about that. Any type of odor that there would be doesn't really like leak out around the edges or anything. It kind of just stays in there, and once you take the limb off, that's when you kind of like, I guess basically when air hits it, it kind of engages that smell. And yeah, there you go. So yes and no. Some do and some don't. You know, the leg itself don't, but the liner itself, yeah, it can get kind of sweaty, kind of stinky. But as long as you keep everything washed, and a lot of people keep a spare liner on them throughout the day, you know, you can change that out, that kind of thing. And you can, you know, stay fresh and clean. So there you go. As long as you keep everything clean, including the stump and your products, you'll be just fine, and you won't have to worry about scent or anything like that. So there you go. So there you go, folks. That is 5 questions that I felt was needing to be addressed, that I've been getting on various forums, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff, that, you know, I wanted to address. And if those people see this video, just know that it's nothing personal. I didn't say your name, and nor did I even show where you even came from. I think I said 1, but I don't care, so what. Yeah, I wanted to just address those. And like I said, if they saw them, I hope that, you know, you didn't think I was trying to come at you or being rude to you or anything like that. Maybe it just rubbed me the wrong way, and that's something that I felt needed to be addressed. So I did, and that's that. So having said that, I love you guys. Thank y'all for always being here. Thank you guys for supporting me, being a part of this channel. Please like, share, subscribe, get this video out to people, and just take care of yourselves. Always be happy, stay motivated, stay safe, sane, healthy, and just always keep going. Don't look back, don't wonder what if, and just remember that I love you. Take care, and I'll see you next week.